gonna take this offensive coffee cup that offends people, that makes them melt down and cry, and I'm going to drink out of it. Ah, refreshing. Okay, I gotta get the flow meter out here. Let's put on my little pretty orange little Pecker Skinner protectors. That's another offensive language which will not be tolerated. Offensive. We'll go ahead and get her hooked up here in this remote here. Let's see here. Let's just go and this notch here. Try to keep that as much out of the dirt as I can. That's not working very good. Oh. Damn wrist's hurting me. Get in there all the way, probably not. Open up a little ways. Turn that. Maybe I can see the flow meter move. Sure the monkey's got oil in it. It's got oil on it. Okay. Well, before we even do that, let's put our diagnostic. It's already in there. So I've rebuilt the transmission in this years ago. Hey, I was looking for some rubber gloves. I was out of these. I was telling the wife, these guys just throw them on the floor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got the steering thing firing up because of that motor. That's why. So let's go with number... There it is. Yeah, I seen my flow meter move. Get the oil warmed up. You can press both these at the same time. Wait, nah, that's not working. What's going on here? 15 degrees Celsius. Okay. Let's pull back here, see what kind of pressure. I seen the flow meter move. Am I going the right way or? No. There we go. Gotta get the oil warmed up. Gauge is on the wrong side here, but that'll get her warmed up a little quicker, get a little restriction on her. Got something going on with the hydraulics too. That's too low. Alright, so to do this procedure, we're in the diagnostics. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I got to get the oil warmed up first. But got to go to these 20 series, every controller pretty much, calibration addresses is obviously on whatever controller. Say that's the PCU, that's the power shift control unit. We're going to go to the SSU, which would be the steering control unit, or SSU, right there, and then we're going to select the controller. Let's see, we can see what codes are in it right there. 27, a 155, and a 154. Okay. And I cleared them. They come right back when you drive it. We'll clear them again just to see what happens. You got to run the rocker switch to clear them. It's like that. I cleared them. See, they went away. The steering went away. But as soon as I drive it, it'll come back. I already went down that road. So we want to go to address number 20. That's your cal. And then you want to select cal. Now it says CP2, then ECU, which it's not ready yet because it ain't going to do the test because the oil is too cold. So I'm going to sit here and let the oil, it's got to get above 40 degrees Celsius. Alright, so if you're looking at this thing, you got this weird numbers here. The left digit of the display will display the status of the steering motor direction sensor. It should display a negative, just like that, well, a bar, just like that. XX for straight ahead, 0XX for a left turn, and 1XX for a right turn. The right should be 0 if it should be 0 if the charge filter pressure switch is okay, and a 1 if it's plugged. Okay, so start the engine and install the diagnostic. We already did that. We're already way ahead of you here. Drive the tractor forward at slow speed and observe the the left digit in display. It should read for straight ahead, 0XX for a left turn, and a 1XX for a right turn. So let's drive it and see what it says. I can drive that remote and do all that at the same time. That ain't gonna hurt it any. I don't know how they expect you to drive it when you can't. Huh. What the hell, huh? Usually you can't drive them with the diagnostic fuse in there. Let's try it again, I guess. Oh, you piece of shit. What we got to do, we have to take the diagnostic fuse out of it and then put it in while we're going to shut it off, start it up, and while it's running, I got nothing here. There we go. Back apart, then put the diagnostic fuse in there. Go back to the SSU controller. we tricked it. Nope. Well, I don't know how they're expecting you to do this test when you can't move the tractor with the diagnostic. There it goes. I don't know what's going on, why it's doing that. So left turn right. Now it's working. It popped a 1 up. Yesterday it wouldn't do that. It would not do that yesterday. But see, we're going straight ahead too. Now let's see here. Now it should do a right. When we turn right here, that left digit should turn to a 1, which it's turning to a 1 without me even doing anything. Now it's at a 0. Now it's at straight ahead. Now we should turn left, and that should turn to a 0. Should turn right. See, and it's not changing, see? Let me do this again. It was not changing going to right there. Let me do a hard, I'll get out here. I don't want to tear this guy's road up here. I know the kid that lives down this road, and he don't want me tearing his gravel road up. These track machines will tear the shit out of the roads. We'll get down here in the sand, we'll take a hard right turn and see if we can get it to, that should read 1 when we do a hard right turn. It's not reading right turn, see? It did for a second there when we first took off, but it's not now. Yeah, something ain't right. Alright, so what do we do next here? We know that there's something going on with left turn or right turn. I'm trying to calibrate it. Now I'm getting an error 43. Yesterday I was getting an error 41. I'm not getting anything going left. Let's see what error 43 means. I just got to get the oil. It's 39 degrees Celsius. It actually went into calibration mode, but it's just not quite right. I gotta get the oil to warm up here. I went back in here after I got the oil warmed up, went back in to do it again, and then it told me error 48 and said that I needed to do the procedure 1 again, which is the steering angle sensors. So there must be a fault in there. So let's see if we can get it to cal. Select it. All right. Alright, so go left. You go real slow and it goes up to, should go like the L8. Then you hold it. You hold it right there. Now it should go to 9. That's right. Now we got to go to right turn. Hold it. Center. Should say into calibration now. End of calibration. That's it. Okay. Can we carry on with our lives now here? End. Okay. So let's go back. Fire it back up. Golly, this thing's killing me this morning. Alright, I think it's going to let us do it now. Light went out. See, now it's working. There's an intermittent problem with a wire or a coil. Yeah, it's working now. It's not throwing an error. Really strange. This is your steering, and this is your steering motor. This is your steering speed sensor right here. It's fine. It has the right voltage and everything when you do the test. God, it makes me wonder if there's a tone ring in those things. I wonder if the tone ring has come loose in something and it's bouncing around. It's kind of what I'm wondering. I don't know. I'll zip this plate off of here. It almost acts like the tone ring inside that motor or something has come loose and it's doing a bunch of goofy stuff. But let's check the... Let's check the wiring going to the displacement coils on the pump. These are like a belly pan on a cat. There's just kind of let them go because it's going to weigh a lot with dirt, everything all over it. That's great. It's like stripped out. Oh, how heavy is this thing gonna be? We can manage that. And they get really, really dirty and corroded too, because they're buried in all this dirt and shit up in here. So you really gotta look at these, man. It's just packed full of crap. I wonder if we just we gotta get a bar and beat this crap out of here. Where is the displacement control? Here's the wires. One of them. We gotta get the air compressor and the bar and beat this crap out of here. Here's the displacement control wiring right here. You never know, you might just be able to wires rubbed anywhere. They sure are spongy though from that oil being on them, you know it. That's a speed sensor there, I think. And let me get the air compressor and clean all this out. So I checked the solenoid resistance underneath. It's supposed to be 14 to 21 ohms. I've got 20 on one and I've got 17 on the other. And then I've checked the voltage to the speed sensor on the motor. It's fine. And you do the test with the motor speed sensor voltage on the display here, and it passes too. But I bet it's got the 154 and 155 code in it again. Go to S. $155, $154. Yep. Every time. I wonder if I just got a bad speed sensor on that, but it's always saying the direction. What's killing me is it's saying 154 is right turn. But you do the right turn voltage and all that test and all that passes. I'm going to pull that speed sensor out of that motor and look at it and see if it's damaged, like a tone ring hit it or something, just to check it. I think I finally am figuring it out. Now I've got it plugged in and it's got an active code of 150. It says that the steering motor speed sensor circuit open, and it's plugged in. See, I took that speed sensor out of there and I checked the tone ring in there, and I just looked at the sensor to see if it was damaged, screwed it back in there, and now I'm getting this. Alright guys, here we are. It's the next day. We ordered the part. I'm going to tell you kind of on the last segment of the video where I was doing the actual diagnosis. There's two lenses on this camera. Well, I get so discombobulated trying to keep track of all the things that I've got going on and the phone calls and this, that, and the other, that I sometimes don't pay attention to which way I've got the camera pointing. And I know that's easy for you to say that I'm all screwed up as you're sitting in your recliner watching me work on stuff. That it'd be nice if you'd point the camera where we can see it, you know, as I put in another 18-hour day. But anyway, I had the camera pointing the wrong damn direction, and decided to shit can the clip because nobody wants to look at my ugly mug, because it was pointing directly at my face the entire time. Let's see here, what size is this? Speaking of ugly mug, what size is that? Maybe I can get my ducks in a row before I get there. It's quite a bit bigger than that. Oh, is this adjustable? Oh, I guess that son of a gun's adjustable. Okay, sure as hell is. So we're gonna have to pay attention here. That is adjustable. Okay, kind of like a magnetic pickup in a truck, you know. Thinking like maybe 11/16 or something like that. 3/4 too big. guess I better get in the book and see what the proper adjustment procedure. That don't fit. It's got to be metric. Must be 18 millimeter. It is 18 millimeter. Okay. Okay, I still got to put the skid plate on, but we're gonna calibrate it before we do that. Where can I set you at? Maybe you can see something up in there. Well, let's unplug this one. I might be able to just gauge it off this one, because this one here, the nut never moved on it the way this one is. Okay, what'd I do with the end wrench? What happened to that? Scatterbrain. So what happened yesterday is I was editing the video and completely screwed that up last night. The wires right here in this insulation are broke on one of these. Probably the right, what they call the right forward direction travel part of the sensor. You know what? Kind of looks like there's not really an adjustment, that the nut just bottoms out on it. Ouch. What if you screw this nut all the way down until it hits the O-ring? No, there is an adjustment, because this nut will just keep going. So there is an adjustment. Yeah, that's got to be right. Is this me, or is this... Making sure everything's like for like. Sure looks like it is anyway. There's got to be like in a procedure where you screw it in and back it off a certain amount. It's like a truck, you know, or something on a magnetic pickup speed sensor for a truck. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back this nut off. You got to be careful you're not grabbing a wire loom and twisting on it, and twisting on the sensor itself. We're touching right there. So you know, an easy way to do it, sitting there thinking about it, is count the threads above this and adjust it the same, because this one worked for 20 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threads. We got 1. One, two, detail. Let me get something here, like a pointer, so I can keep track of what I'm counting. That's what I need, like a pointer, like a screwdriver or something to stick in there and keep track of the threads that I'm counting. I can't get my finger in there, my big fat finger. Alright, so what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're right there. I think by the time we tighten it up, it's going to be pretty damn close. Probably maybe even too much. Yeah. Let's count them again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That turned out pretty good. And I've put the sensor side by side. Everything was the same length and all that good stuff. Alright guys, so what I gotta do is I gotta get the skid plate off the track over here, and we gotta recalibrate the steering in this. Layer up against my truck here. Preferably not on the fender. Won't hurt that tire any. That tar. Alright, so let's jump in it. I need to fix the air conditioner in it while I'm here too. It's a miserable sucker. This thing. Okay, I'm gonna get things set up here. Recalibrate the steering in it. Let's see, 19 degrees Celsius. I gotta warm the oil up. First thing I gotta do is warm the oil up. Okay guys, we're going to attempt to calibrate this thing. So then you want to go like this. Error 41. Wonderful. She's just not being very good to me, I'll tell you that. Way down here. right. Stop. Calibration's complete. Into calibration. There's the calibration numbers, 10.2 for deadband 1. Deadband 2 is 15.6. That's it. So let's go drive it down the road and see if it throws any steering codes. Seemed to want to do it when I shut the key off and started the tractor again, is when it seemed like it wanted to do that all the time. I know I wiggled the wires going into that sensor and everything changed. I mean everything. Let's see if it just does the same thing. Where it would screw up right here, I would shut it off. As soon as I would start it, my steering light would flash. So far, I'm not getting that. Needs a draft sensor. I asked them if they wanted to do that. They said they'd do that. They said just get the steering working right. If you're using the Trimble system, the steering's got to work right. The auto steer won't work right if the steering itself is out of calibration on the tractor. Pull over, got a guy trying to get around me here. really good. I just like making sure, because every time yesterday, what would make it screw up is I would have to shut it off and restart it, and then the steering light, the 154 and the 155 code would come on. So you have to see, you guys saw it. It wouldn't, when it was saying that it was throwing that error 41 code. So then I had to go in there and calibrate procedure 1 first, is where you're just turning the wheel from left stop to right stop. You gotta do everything in sequence or it won't work right. These 20 series tractors were good tractors, but man, they were rough riding son of a guns, man. There's an 8370R. Let's do a hard right turn. Ah, she's working really good. I'm about 100%. Watch it, I'll get back to the service truck and this damn light will come on. Let's just throw it in park. Try it. We'll go to park one more time. I think we got her. Well, we'll take her back, put the skid plate on. Yeah, these things are great out here in soft dirt, but I'll tell you what, on a hard road, man, they are rough riding. You gotta, I don't like going that fast. I just, I don't know, I'm just that way. And you can really tell you wouldn't believe how much the tracks take a lot of the bounce out, you know, the roughness out of the ride. You can put a set of new tracks on these, and they actually don't ride too bad. They're still rough, but with a new set of tracks, they're way better. And these tracks are getting pretty bald. So that's part of the reason it's riding so rough. All right, guys. Well, that'll be the end of this one. We got her whipped, I'm pretty sure.